As I think about the way that spirituality plays a role in my work, as I started to really become serious within my practice, I realized the synergy and the relationship and the vibrations that come through when I put myself in a meditative space, when I make sure that I acknowledge the Most High as I enter into my space or while I'm working even. And it's the way that I've been able to be successful as an artist. In the studio, part of what I've been thinking about here is a continuation of my Bundle House series, which thinks about people who are forced to flee their homes because of things like war, famine, genocide, natural disasters, human-made disasters, and pick up the pieces and start all over again. But literally being forced to flee and having to create shelter out of things that they find. One of the things I'm really interested in these dolls that have been made by enslaved people. The tactility, the materiality, the way that they constructed them by any means necessary. And I have one of those pieces in the studio currently, and another one of those pieces on public display at Magnolia Plantations and Gardens. This work that I do as it relates to ancestors within spaces like Charleston and South Carolina, where the history and the legacy of slavery is very palpable. I've been actively thinking about what does it mean to be a person in the world that actively honors my ancestors and is actively working with these histories in my practice. My experience here at FSA has been, one, it's like the setting is, I feel like, especially at this point in time, it created a space of peace, a calming space, and then also to the constant reminder through other conversations about the role of spirituality in the arts. So it's not something that is on the periphery. It's not something that we talk about in the beginning and never talk about again. We have multiple opportunities and that don't feel forced. Sort of conversations about spirituality and how we move within that space and how we think about that as part of our creative and artistic practices and our lived lives. I feel like all of that created a place where I was often reminded to remember that and to think about that actively and consciously.
Just to sum it up, I am grateful. And I will continue to do this work as long as I have breath in my body, as long as these hands continue to work, and as long as spaces like Foundation for Spirituality in the Arts exist, and other spaces that exist that are truly, and patrons and people who are truly invested in supporting artists and truly invested in uplifting people who are doing the work that some don't want to hear and some don't want to see. Nothing that we've ever accomplished as people, no matter where you're from, happened by laying down and being passive and staying shut and being afraid. So I thank you all for being here. I thank you for your support. And I encourage you to continue to do the good work and support those who are doing the good work. Give thanks.